Hello and welcome to today's live video. Today we are talking about the connection between stress and chronic or persistent pain. And so this material is stuff that is part of my online program, Yoga to Heal, Yoga Therapy to Heal, Freedom Formula for people with chronic pain. And so you are getting a live, free informational session today, and normally it would be part of the program, which would have an expense attached to it. So welcome. I'm excited to talk about this today. It's one of the main reasons why so many of us out there are still in chronic pain without realizing or knowing what the root cause is and why you're still struggling, even though you're trying to do everything right. So I'll give people a few minutes to jump on today. I hope everyone can hear me all right. I know my last video on Instagram was really, there was no sound. So if you do still want to watch that video, then you can go to my Facebook page or my YouTube, and I've got them posted there. I do have a little bit of a kind of frog happening today in my throat, and so I apologize if I'm a little bit soft spoken, but I hope that you can all hear me. If you're on, just maybe put a comment in the chat to let me know that you can hear me all right, and we'll get started shortly. And so any of you that don't know, I have a free Facebook group for healthy aging women with chronic pain. So if you want to jump on there for free, I've left the name of it in the chat, and you can join that group. I put lots of good nuggets for healthy aging women, especially with chronic pain in there, and it might be, I hope it really serves you. So yeah, we'll give a few more minutes. I'm just going to share the oil that I'm using today. It's a Serenity oil. It can help bring a sense of calm. I've noticed if I use it in the past, I have kind of this overwhelming sense of calm come over me within seconds. So it's meant to bring on feelings of calm, tranquility, serene. So I just put it on my hands and rub it together. You can put it on your body, you can put it on the back of your neck and it absorbs into the spine. You can put it on the bottom of your feet as well. And it's one of my favorites for sure. Another thing, a little nugget I want to share with you guys is that I just released my new website, new and improved. So everything is on this website. There's information on my online program for chronic pain, what it entails. There's a video there that explains chronic pain, like understanding chronic pain in under 5 minutes. I've also put the link to that in the chat for you today. So I really encourage you to watch that video so you can get an understanding of the different layers or things that need to be addressed in your life to truly overcome chronic pain. And so a few of those things are, well, of course, seek help from your medical professional. And then education is really important, to educate yourself, to have a good understanding about what chronic pain is and how to address it is key to overcome it. Meditation and mindfulness is key as well. Low impact exercise that keeps the body out of stress, also key. And we're going to talk more about why. And then guidance around exploring why you might have chronic pain. So usually it's attached to a trauma or multiple traumas. And so for me, that was the case. I had been through, well, multiple traumas in life, but one major one where my chronic pain really started to kick in. And it was acute onset PTSD I was diagnosed with. And that's when I really started to flare up and struggle with chronic pain. So it needs to be addressed. You might have to go back and heal from it. You might have to go back and explore it with a professional, but it is a key factor as well. Also learning about your nervous system, and that's what we're going to talk a bit about today, is the nervous system and how stress can keep you in chronic pain. And then also having a community of like-minded people to surround you, to support you, to lift you up and keep you on track in this kind of wellness journey. And so that is another thing that I've attached to my online program, is this community of other like-minded women at this point. Not saying men can't be involved, just at this point it is women. And it's important to have that connection, that community connection, a place to share, a place to connect your spirit with others. So for those of you out there who are feeling maybe a little bit alone, that's what this community is for, is to support you in that way. I'm also part of the community. I'm there for you. Anytime you need to connect, I hope to be able to serve you. And then you'd also have, of course, coaching and accountability. And so those are two key factors as well. I don't know how many of you out there could relate, but I know for myself, if I didn't have somebody keeping me accountable, especially when I was kind of in the depths of my pain, it was much more easy to continue to take medication, to continue to try to sleep it away, or continue to try to avoid it, until it gets to a point that you just can't avoid it anymore. And so having someone to kind of keep you in line, keep you on track with flexibility, of course. I'm not like a, cracking the whip in a way that's negative. We want to bring in self-compassion, understanding, but keeping a goal in mind and trying to meet those goals. So there's many aspects to overcoming chronic pain. There's, as you just heard, I've listed off quite a few. So it's not just one quick fix. There's no quick fix out there that's just going to, make it all magically go away. It's going to take work. It's going to take perseverance. But with all the right key elements, you can succeed, as I did, and as a lot of my clients have. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, I've got a free workshop. It's a 90-minute workshop. It's coming up next week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to take advantage of that, we're going to get to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk more about the education behind it and understanding why you might still be in chronic pain, even though you're trying everything that the doctors are telling you to do or that your health professionals are telling you to do. We can really pick it apart during that workshop. So join me there. There's a link in the comments if you'd like to jump on board with that workshop. And yeah, so otherwise, let's start talking a little bit about the stress connection with chronic pain. So I'm sure you might have noticed, if you're struggling with chronic pain, that when you feel stressed, when you feel overloaded, overwhelmed, that your pain might start to heighten. And there is a reason for this. So we have within our autonomic nervous system, we have what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, and we have the sympathetic nervous system response. And so for people with chronic pain, when they've dealt with trauma, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, over and over in life, especially repeated trauma, our brain actually starts to expect it. So our brain is basing whatever's coming into the brain as in a form of stress as based on the past, based on the present, and based on your physiological makeup at that point. So they understand now that it's a very holistic perspective that the brain gets, and then the brain sends messages out to your body that there's a threat, that there's perhaps some issue in the tissues, or there's a threat, so your nervous system needs to be sending off the alarm. And so what they've realized with chronic pain is there's not, in fact, an issue necessarily in the tissues, But the brain's almost stuck in this stress response because it's gone through so much with trauma, repeated trauma especially, that it doesn't understand that it's actually okay. And so one of the ways we can do this, the part of the brain that sends the message is the amygdala. And if it's overactive, if you're feeling stressed throughout your day, one of the really quick and easy ways you can start to reverse or tell the amygdala it's okay, there's no actual threat, is to use the 3-6 breath. So we're going to practice that together right now. You can find yourself in a comfortable seat if you're not already, extending your spine nice up, nice and long, imagining a string out of the crown of the head, feet are planted on the floor, rooted. And then you can start to inhale through the nose. We've talked before about the importance of inhaling through the nose. For a count of 3, inhale. And then exhale for a count of 6. Continuing, in for 3, out for 6, through the nose if possible. Relaxing any part of your body that might feel it's holding tension. A couple more times. And then notice how you feel after exploring that breath, the 3-6 breath. For myself, I notice I feel calmer. I feel more grounded, more connected. And so for those of you out there that are struggling with stress, when it comes into your life randomly, invite the 3-6 breath in for 2 to 4 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer than we did, or if you have a limited amount of time, as long as you can, and up to about 4 times a day. And see, that can actually train the amygdala to respond differently. It starts to remap the neural pathways in the brain to tell your brain that there isn't a threat, that it's just, maybe sometimes I get stressed over the littlest thing. It could be, trying to find my keys when I get to the door and I just can't find them. And all of a sudden I feel my body just go into this kind of panic mode. And that's because I have PTSD, and it can be, whatever form of stress comes in. And so in those moments I notice, and then I invite in the 3-6 breath. I remind myself that everything's okay. I'm going to find my keys. I'm going to get in the house. And it retrains the body to react differently. So that's a little tidbit for you, a little extra. The 3-6 breath can be life-changing. So I invite you to explore it, to share with me your experience in either on my page, on the Treat Yourself Wellness page, or in the Facebook group if you join the Yoga Therapy for Healthy Aging Women with Chronic Pain Facebook group. It's free to join, and it's an awesome place for women to connect in there who are also struggling with the same issues. So let's go back to the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. So I call the parasympathetic nervous system PNS. It just, for short, simplifies everything. And the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for feelings of bringing on that sense of calm. It helps to create that sense of calm in the mind and body. And so it's an actual physiological thing in your body that your nervous system can do this. And It can actually reverse your stress response. So, like the 3-6 breath does, that's the magic of turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. It can happen when there's nose and diaphragmatic breath. So it doesn't happen through mouth breathing. Stressful chest, upper chest breathing through the mouth, that will actually turn on the sympathetic nervous system, or the SNS. The parasympathetic nervous system also decreases your blood pressure and your heart rate, again, bringing on that sense of calm. It helps for blood flow to come into your internal organs for the uptake of nutrients and then in turn cellular repair. So that allows your body to repair itself, to heal itself, and to use the food, the nutrients you're putting into it, to its optimal ability. It helps your muscles relax and your oxygen in the body to circulate. It can slow emotional turbulence in the mind as well. So maybe if you're one that struggles with insomnia, using that 3-6 breath up to 4 times a day for 2 to 4 minutes could be life-changing with your insomnia. I recommend doing it at night, right before you go to sleep, and then also first thing when you wake up in the morning, and then a couple times throughout your day. And it leads to, guess what it could lead to? Reduced pain. So that's the beauty of the parasympathetic nervous system, or PNS, and it's one of the main focuses when it comes to helping to heal and overcome chronic pain. So the sympathetic nervous system, the SNS, our stress response, is there for a reason. And so we don't want to try to push it away or hate it or have negative thoughts or energy towards it. We want to appreciate it for what it is. It's meant to help us when we need to fight or flee. It's there for a reason. However, for people with chronic pain, it can be stuck in the on position. So we want to notice when it turns on, and then we want to ask ourselves, is there really a threat here? And if there's not really a true threat, then we can invite in the 3-6 breath, or we can send ourselves messages in the mind. I'm okay, I am safe, positive, energetic affirmations, and start to reverse the brain's kind of habit of going to that sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system, some of the aspects that happen when that is active in the body, usually we have shallow mouth and chest breathing. We have feelings of anxiety and frustration that come up. We release cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And I'm sure lots of you might have heard about cortisol. I hope by this point in our society we know what that is. Hopefully our medical professionals are talking about it, because it can cause a lot of health issues in the body if we release too much too often. It also increases the blood pressure and your heart rate. So it's the opposite of the parasympathetic nervous system. So it kind of elevates everything and makes us ready to fight or flee. Blood flows away from our digestive tract. So of course, when it's flowing away, we're not going to digest our food as optimally, and then we can end up with a lot more kind of waste matter in the system. And it leads to increased chronic pain, or pain in general. So that's why I wanted to share this video with you guys today, is that to me, once I learned this, it seemed like, oh man, this is something I can work with. This is something I can focus on. When is my body in the sympathetic nervous system response? When am I stressed? What's causing my stress? Is there really a reason to feel like there's a threat? And if not, how do I calm myself down? How do I turn on the parasympathetic nervous system instead? And so this is a main focus in the online program, the Yoga Therapy to Heal Freedom Formula. The whole point is to find freedom out of the cages or the lock of feeling like you're just always in pain and you can't seem to figure your way out of it. And so this is a main focus, and I teach you throughout the program different activities, different techniques and tools that you can use, like the 3-6 breath, to turn on your parasympathetic nervous system. So again, a reminder, if you want to learn more about this, join the free workshop. It's next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. I do them about once every 3 weeks. So if you can't make that one, then go back into the link a little bit later and sign up for the next one if it suits you better. The other option is to sign up for a breakthrough pain call. So if you just want to connect with me one-on-one, discuss your chronic pain, what you're going through, we can start to figure out what your next best step would be, whether it's to maybe enroll in the program, or perhaps it's to come see me for a one-on-one, or maybe it's not to do any of those things, but we can figure that out together. So if you want to enroll in the breakthrough pain call, just go to my website, treatyourselfwellness.ca, and I've got everything there. It's fairly user-friendly. I think it's very user-friendly, actually. So if you have any issue, then feel free to message me or comment in the comments below and let me know if there's any issues that arise. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers what we wanted to talk about today. If you have any questions, if you're not sure which one's right for you, the call or the workshop, then feel free to directly message me through Facebook or Instagram, and I will get back to you within 24 hours for sure, if not immediately. So thank you for joining today. Don't forget there's the free Facebook group you can join for people, for women healing, or women, healthy aging women with chronic pain. Or there's the workshop, or there's the breakthrough pain call. So lots of options. They're all free. And I do this because I'm very passionate about sharing how to overcome chronic pain, because I went through it. I went through years of it, of struggling and not figuring it out, and I don't want other people to have to suffer the way I did. So that's why I do what I do today. So again, thank you for joining. Shout out to Majesty Wellness. Thanks for joining today. Nice to see you. And yes, reach out. I'm here for you.